Please, anyone. The Countess needs help. You've got to help me. I mean, us. I mean the whole town. I don't know. And if anyone would know, it would be me. I'm her manservant. No. The Count died years ago. And she's been in charge ever since. Of course, every eligible man in Stormhaven has come calling, trying to court her. But she doesn't like them. Or hasn't married, at least. I can't thank you enough. So many people in town just want to write her off. Everyone asks that. King Afrin conquered Windkeep and renamed it Afrin's Hold, just to the south. The town kept the old name. Yeah. The Countess has at least 5 different men who've been courting her. Not common folk like you and me, either. I wouldn't go near that place if I were you. They say it's haunted. I don't know. They were all wearing the same types of clothes. Looked like some kind of Daedric cultists.
The lines on my face tell a sad story. The tale of a woman whose youth was stolen by circumstance. Of course, Matthias is such a sweet boy, and he served me well. It's a pity that I no longer have need of his service. Windkeep needs a real leader, not a little girl masquerading as a woman of authority. Don't you see?
This mirror is not for your eyes. Look away. You look into the mirror, seeking answers. But there are no answers here for you. I have taken the Countess away, but it was with no animosity. I will not. The mirror is the gift to her, but she is the gift to me.
So, does that mean you consider my request for your hand?
You make it hard to resist your advances, but I don't want to rush into anything.
Perhaps you should tell him the truth, Ilise. That you and I plan to sell the estate and elope to Somerset Isle.
Indeed I would, Urem. If that were truly the case. I'm afraid you gentlemen will have to excuse me now. Do you see? Do you see what I've become? Look at the reflection! I'm old, I'm fat, and sometimes Argonian. No one will ever admire me again. It's not. Are you sure? I don't want to go back to a world where I'm reviled. He did? How do you know, Matthias? Never mind. Can you take me to him? Whoever you are, I'm going to make sure you're well rewarded for this. Well, that was an adventure now, wasn't it? I'm fortunate that you came along. You certainly have my thanks. I did? That's worse than I thought, then. I had absolutely no control over myself whatsoever. Or was that even me? My first order of business now will be to shatter that mirror into 1,000,000 pieces. Greed. Plain and simple. I certainly have. Why should I share my land, my bed, with such fobbing louts? If you don't mind, please apologize to Matthias for me as well. Tell him I would have him and all the other servants return if they're willing. No, they're all equally shallow and untrustworthy. Sir Bryce is a man of honor. A knight of the flame with what he claims is a passion to match. The poor man. Bryce believes his own falsehoods. He claims he was drawn across the leagues by my beauty. But the truth is that Eurelian is the disinherited son of some wealthy mage. Oh, I'm sure that several of my suitors will have already suggested they take custody of the estate. Both...
No. This can't be happening. Not Matthias. He wouldn't have stomped on a diseased rat, let alone hurt a person. We were just standing here talking. He said you went in to talk to the Countess, so we were waiting. Then all of a sudden an arrow flew out of nowhere right into his chest. He was dead before he hit the ground. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with what happened to the Countess. The mirror. Is that what was wrong with her? Oh goodness, Matthias would have known. I don't really know the suitors. I think he's from some rich family in the Aldmeri Dominion. Sir Bryce is really respectable. I don't know why the Countess isn't more receptive to him. He's a knight of...
This blacksmith makes quite a bit of gold. I wonder how much he pays in taxes to the Countess. You mean, if I were the Count? I hoped for something like that, but my days of courting the Countess have come to an end. No, I'm afraid not. I couldn't afford to give her a flower. I suppose he's an honorable sort. I know of him, but I don't consort with members of the working class. I certainly hope he wasn't the one to win the Countess's hand. I suppose I'd be a fool to turn down such an opportunity. Very well, there's a young woman named Elaine who's obsessed with the Countess. What some might call a stalker. She'll know who presented the mirror. She's the one to ask.
Oh, it's you. I saw you leaving the Countess's house earlier. I don't mean to intrude, but I simply have to ask. Are you yet another suitor come to seek her hand in marriage? Oh, well then, I suppose you're an old friend of the Countess's. I don't want to pry, of course. The mirror? Matthias could have told you. Oh, but he was killed, wasn't he? Well, I don't mind telling you. It was actually a new suitor, but a strong contender. Tall, dark, handsome, very dignified. I heard his footman call him Syrian. Well, I mean, I was curious, so... Yes, I followed him. He hiked up into the woods north of town. Cursed? Mara's mercy! That's terrible! I guess you're going after Syrian, then. Is the Count...
Oh, praise the aid, it's you. Quick, untie me. The Countess was so sad about Matthias. She sent me to get flowers for his funeral. But on the way, one of these crazy cultists snuck up and just grabbed me. This whole thing. The mirror. It wasn't the suitors. These cultists wanted to get rid of the Countess so they can take over the town.
Have you come to pay your respects? In danger? Is it one of those pathetic suitors? Oh no. That must be them. Please, you have to protect me. It looks clear now. Hurry. Meet me back at the manse. It seems you wound up saving me twice. Whoever these supernal dreamers are, they are cunning and clearly willing to go to great lengths to achieve their goals. This has all been such an ordeal. I feel like there's so much to do now that it's over. Well, I want to go back to the graveyard and pay proper respects to my poor, sweet Matthias. I think it's probably best if I just stop pretending.